Hey,
Look,
hey, can we go to NBA because that's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Shannon,
yeah. Let's
Sharp,
pick up the
all that.
pace.
yeah, let's
Let's pick
but
up the pace
look,
again.
just to wrap, just to wrap up this conversation, though, man, because that everything we just said, I said to say that if you were fully immersed in sports like we were, then you would understand that at every level and at every sport, there is going to be star players and there's going to be role players, and star players
Yep.
usually are treated differently from role players. So when
Absolutely.
and you are held to a higher standard even from the very smallest level. My little boy, he started playing basketball just 2 years ago, and on his team there was somebody better than the rest of the players on the team. So guess what the coach would do? The coach would say, "All right, y'all, we're gonna play a team game, but let's get the ball to such and such." And I
Get a
wasn't
ball to
mad
Will.
because I'm telling my son, "Look, get him the ball and then play good defense and get open and then put your hands up and watch what happens." And sure enough, him and my son got to be cool because my son understood his role. Sometimes you got to understand your role. Once you understand your role, then you can be the best at your position. And that's what I'm telling you. Ronald Acuna has to understand his role. If you are the leader of the team, the worst thing you can do is cause dysfunction on the team. Whether that is you yelling at the coach, ridiculing the organization, crying about he didn't get the same punishment that I got, all of that. If you don't like your situation, get out of it. That's what you have agents for. That's what you paying this man 3% or 15% or whatever it is of your annual earnings. Pay that man to do his job if you don't like your situation. But what you don't do is go public, go on your social media and complain that a guy named Kelnick or whatever his name is, who to Black Ron's point, doesn't even have a jersey on the team for sale. You complaining that he doesn't get treated the same way you do. Man, stop, man. I refuse to listen to any more of this.
I don't get it. I mean, I could get it. I could see if Schnitt benched him and didn't talk to the press about him as lengthy as he did and make this long, big deal about how if you don't run, you get benched, and then follow up by benching Marcell Ozuna as well, then I'd be like, all right. But nah, he makes
Get that man some ass or something, Vince.
He makes public executions of people and then allows this petty thief to go scot-free. And I just think that Acuna has a right.
Do any of you brothers have siblings? Do any of you boys have siblings?
He can let his agent get the 3%, put him somewhere else, and blow that shit up in the same sentence if he wants to at this point.
Do any of you boys have siblings?
Absolutely.
Is anybody in this room the big brother? You the oldest sibling. When you are the oldest sibling, everything your fault, whether you did that shit or not. Your little brother can do some shit, and your mama be like, "Why you let him do that, Mama? I told him not to do that shit." It's still your fault because you know better. So it's about responsibility, bro. Responsibility is not fair. As the man of the house, you are responsible for going to see what that noise is. That is not fair. And she didn't cook your favorite meal, and she ain't sucked your dick in 2 weeks, and she ain't gave you no coochie in 4 days. But you still got to go see what that noise is. It's unfair. And motherfuckers want to argue about fair. Nigga, fair is what you pay to get on the bus. Fair is a place with cotton candy and Ferris wheels. Fair is not something that happens to a man in life. So don't come talking to me about what the fuck is fair and what the fuck ain't. Life ain't fair, nigga. You a 1%er. You get to play a fucking sport for a living. That's not fair. Don't come talking to me about what the fuck fair is and what the fuck fair ain't. Accept your responsibilities, based off the blessings that you've been given in life. And to whom much is given, much is required.
Mhm.
Yep.
How is it not
Amen.
fair that he's able to play a game? Everybody else on
Because-
the team gets to play.
No. It's not fair to life because there's a man out there that's a much better man than Ronald Acuna that gotta clean up trash for a living. There's a man out there there's a much more faithful husband. There's a much more attentive father that got a bigger dick and he's a greater lover. And guess what? This nigga mop out toilets for a living.
Yep.
Live in a 2-bedroom apartment and barely can pay his bills. Life ain't fucking fair, cuz.
I
It
get that
damn
life
sure
ain't
ain't.
fair, but it doesn't mean that Acuna doesn't have the right to speak his mind if he feels.
Well, I ain't say he didn't have the right to speak his mind.
It does do that because you sign an agreement. Like,
does
this is what
mean
you
that.
gotta understand. When you will play professional sports, teams have certain team rules and policies. What you are not allowed to do, and this is why he's getting fined and possibly suspended from his team, is
He's
because one of the rules of the organization is anything that goes on within the organization stays within the organization. As soon as you go out and blurt out some shit that has nothing to do with the public, you are violating the team rules, and that
You are
is why he
disloyal.
is possibly going to get suspended for his comments against the management on his team in regards to why they didn't do what he wanted them to do when they didn't do it.
And to your point earlier, Vince, you said he's one of the faces of the club, which means everything he does reflects onto the fucking organization. And if it's bad enough he's hurt right now, which means they paying that nigga just to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, if you're saying disparaging remarks about the organization that could fuck around and negatively affect ticket sales, nigga, you are affecting our bottom line. You talking shit about the club, that might be less tickets and hot dogs and beers that we sell based off of what you. If LeBron James came out tomorrow and said the Lakers is some hoe ass niggas, do you know how many people gonna not buy tickets to Lakers games based off of that?
Oh yeah, I remember when Donald Sterling came out and said, "Look at him," and said all that crazy shit and how it dipped in the Clippers' pocket for a little bit until.
So when you are the face of the franchise, you have to do things that are man.
Nah, but here's what I think is being glanced over. And this is honestly is a little astonishing. You know, when we found out, even though it wasn't really true back in the day, that Tommy Hilfiger said the N-word or said some shit about black people.
Said he didn't make his clothes. Said he didn't make his clothes for black people.
That shit was true like a hoe. That shit was true than a bitch.
I stopped wearing Tommy. Probably y'all did. I just didn't.
We went right to FUBU on his whole ass. We could take our $100 anywhere
because we had been done a disservice, right? And we had a right to speak with our voice at that point, which was our dollars. We decided to invest them elsewhere. What I feel like is being overlooked is the possibility that there is more to this story that has given Acuna a reason to speak out, because this isn't just an isolated incident what Snitch doing.
That would be the same. That would be the same if there were black people that worked at Tommy Hilfiger that came out and said Tommy Hilfiger ain't for black folks.
Exactly.
Then your analogy would be perfect.
Yeah. But you tried to make an analogy based on a public
we're the consumer.
We're the consumer. We don't work for Tommy. If we worked for Tommy,
if the Braves fans said, well, why did you do that to Acuna if Buddy could do the same fucking thing? If the fans came out.
You don't think it's worse that it's coming from inside the house? You don't think that that's worse?
That's what we're saying to you.
That's
what we're saying to you. According to your analogy, The fans, the consumer base would have to be the ones to have a problem
Okay.
with
All
the
right, let's do your
organization.
analogy. Okay, so one of the factory workers at Tommy Hilfiger found out that Tommy said the N-word and decided I fuck this shit and made an Instagram story about it and was like,
Okay,
you know, I'm calling him
no,
out.
we ain't got to go that far. We ain't got to go that far. When the tape came out of Donald Sterling at the Clippers, what happened to fucking Donald Sterling?
You got
He
fired.
got ridiculed, and then he lost his
You
team.
didn't get fired. You can't fire the fucking owner.
You can't fire the owner.
You
What
can't
they did,
fire the fucking owner. He had to
forced him out of
sell his
ownership.
goddamn team because the
team that he
team was
brought- that he
losing so
bought for
much
$12
money.
million and sold for over $2 billion.
He had to sell the team because the team was losing so much money with him at the helm.
Let's do the story
People
right.
stopped coming to the games.
Let's do the story right. The reason why it was exposed was because of the young lady who put him on blast. And from what I'm hearing from y'all, that young lady should be ashamed because that was inside the house. Oh, no, be
Whoa.
That bitch didn't play for the goddamn team. That bitch didn't play for the team. That bitch didn't even make popcorn for the team.
She was a Clipper. She was with the Clippers.
She wasn't no goddamn. Okay, if she was a Clipper, how many points she averaged, nigga?
Somebody else.
She was no fucking Clipper.
Was she with Donald Sterling?
She was
No.
She was a paid girlfriend.
So it wasn't the Donald Sterling. She wasn't reporting on him. It wasn't her. It
She was a paid girlfriend of Donald Sterling, who, while dating Donald Sterling, would do things like be at Clippers games, be looking good. So she
employed.
She wasn't on the Clippers staff. She was on Donald Sterling's staff.
This wasn't outside the house. This ain't a fan, is what I'm saying.
Time out, Black.
It's not a fan.
Hold on.
Hold on.
First of all, this is how this was. The whole Donald Sterling thing, and then let's move on from this because this shit is just going the same.
Yeah, I gotta get in my big basketball.
The whole Donald Sterling thing was Donald Sterling had a girlfriend. Donald Sterling's girlfriend happened to be interested in black guys. And so she would flirt with the black guys and talk to them too much. Donald Sterling came to her and said, I don't like you talking to the black guys and doing all of that. And basically what she did was record their conversation. Mm-hmm. And so then when she recorded their conversation, she posted it. Then it came out that he did not like the fact that his girl was fanboying over these black players. And that caused a big no-no out there in Clipperland. And so the NBA got a hold of this tape that she submitted, and long story short, they got Donald Sterling out the league. She never worked for him, was never employed by him. She may have been
employed by him.
She was not him. If you want to call that employed,
that's employment. $11 million ain't no cheap money. I don't give a damn how you look at it.
But it wasn't. She wasn't employed by him. Solo. She was more or less like a side piece that was getting an allowance. So it wasn't. She worked for the Clippers organization in any way, shape, or form. She was not. She did not work
for the Clippers for Donald Sterling.
No, but what I'm saying is she was basically getting an allowance as a side piece. She didn't have a job title. Is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Ty. Let me jump in there real quick. Dude, this is public knowledge. Ron, if I'm lying, this is public knowledge. She was actually she was being paid to be his girlfriend. That is employment.
But her checks weren't coming from the Clippers organization. She was not a member of the Clippers organization.
And that's what I was just explaining.
She got cars and gifts and all that shit. But guess what? When she put Sterling out there, his wife sued her for all them gifts and got all that shit taken from her.
Yeah, she was not an employee. She wasn't an employee. Yeah. It's side piece shit. So like,
she was a confidant.
She basically said to him, they made a deal, and he was like, "Look, this is gonna be your allowance. This is what I'm gonna divvy out to you each month, and all you got to do is suck me and fuck me when I want you to." And that's
they weren't having sex. They weren't having sex. They weren't having sex.
Well, just
he has an impetus issue. He can't even get it up. He just like having bad bitches on his arm.
on his
Oh, so
own.
he was auctioning. What he was going down there to try to get her to what? It was like some sort of what?
She was a
selection
bona
panel?
fide escort. She was a bona fide escort. She was a
Oh,
bona
Yeah,
fide
yeah.
escort.
What he
She was a
saying?
bona fide escort.
Glorified arm candy, cuz.
Yeah.
Arm
Yeah,
candy.
So when you sit
Alright,
there and you mention that she was never under contract as a LA Clipper. Now, if anybody in the Clipper organization would have done that, they would have been fined, suspended, fired, all of those kind of things. And this is what I was saying. This is something that goes on within every sport, within football, basketball. There is a agreement that you make as a player to keep business inside the locker room, and when you don't, you get fired, moved, traded, all of that shit. Ask my man up.
Why do you think Shaq wanted to leave the Lakers?
Why do you think D'Angelo Russell was no longer a Laker? Because he went telling business that he shouldn't
I don't know what the fuck was
and
on
they
his
got
mind.
rid of his ass, traded his ass immediately on the first thing smoking. This is how sports is thing. You got to hold it up, hold it down.
Why you think Luka ain't a Maverick no more?
To wrap it up, the one thing I'll say in agreement with you is that yes, it is true that things do stay in the clubhouse. They're supposed to. I do still side with Acuna on this one, but to justify your point, you know, Randy Arozarena, who's now with the Mariners, but got traded to the Rays after he was with the Cardinals and this got Shield fired, which is why he manages for the Padres now. But he was going in on him after the game, and Rosa went live on IG, and Shield was cussing like a motherfucker, bro. And it got his ass suspended.
Yeah, but he got recommended for that.
Away.
Yeah. But he
and so.
And now he's on his third team because everybody else sees that nigga as a snitch. He's a locker room cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
That might be. I don't think he's gone live since, and he's been doing pretty well actually with the Mariners. But the
why do you think Antonio Brown ain't playing football right now?
Oh, because he went nuts and took his shit off, and ain't that dude that
he can't be trusted. He can't be trusted. The white
cannot be trusted. And you do things to make the whole organization look bad, nigga.
Yo, where are you?
Fuck making Mike Tomlin look bad. You make the Pittsburgh Steelers look bad. Why you think they got rid of Ben Roethlisberger after that second rape allegation came out? Nigga, you making us look bad.
Mm-hmm. Just like the top of that roof. It looked bad.
Yeah, that ceiling making you look bad.
That's not a crack. That's a cable cord. That's a camera and a cable cord. That's not a crack.
Blood on the roof, nigga. Like what the fuck?
It looks like you had a murder.
That's not blood. I took my shoe off and killed a bug.
That's a lot of bugs.
That shoe.
Whoa.
That shoe mark that y'all see right there.
Yeah.
Yo, we do all that. It's gonna take a long time.
All day.
Well, listen, hey, Solo.
Day.
Hey,
I'll be glad when October get here so we can stop talking about baseball.
Oh man.
But we talked an hour and 40-something minutes on baseball.
I wanted to ask Solo.
We was on baseball for an hour and 40 minutes.
I'm gonna put the graphic on, and I want you to go ahead and go into your basketball. Handle your business.
Baseball is over. It's basketball time. Lakers lost their first game. Y'all know what it is. Nobody knows LeBron. He's 12-6 when he loses the first game of his series. And I want to talk about that. Other than that, let's talk about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe got a rape charge against his ass. A girl, young-ass girl, I don't even know why she's sleeping with a 50-something-year-old man, but I guess he got it going on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right now.
I really thought we was going to talk basketball. I really did. I really thought
Y'all talking basketball.
Ain't this playoffs right now? Ain't like I thought you
This
were
is basketball. Kawhi Leonard don't even the series against Denver. I think that's great. I've been watching it. I don't know if Ty watched that game, but that's a great game. The Pistons beating the brick off the New York
No,
whooping their ass like they
no,
owe money.
nah,
By
nah.
So
50
that now
points.
Lost
By
that game.
50
huh?
points on national TV.
On
No, no,
national
no,
TV.
no.
Damn.
Not Detroit and the Knicks. The Detroit lost that game. Now, if you're talking about OKC, OKC
Detroit is
blew out Memphis by 50 points, or more. I don't even know what the exact score was, but I know it was 130 something to 80.
yeah, 100 and
It
something.
was a whole lot to a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we talked about this last week. Y'all gave some of y'all's picks, and you know, I was probably the only one that said that Lakers are probably not going to make it to the championship. After everybody looked at me like I was stupid, and I'm a Lakers fan, and but it's the truth. The Lakers are just not as good as people want to make them, and it's unfortunate because I wish they were. But if it means that um that Luca and LeBron and Austin Reeves have to play out of their minds every single game in order for the Lakers to win, that's just not it's not something that I think they can continue to do and sustain. And I honestly think that the Lakers are about to lose this series to Minnesota, even though it's the game one. I know people are going to say, "Oh, it's just only one game," but it's how they lost. They like it's the fact that Austin Reeves did barely nothing, in anything, and then they the only person that really showed up to play was Luca. I mean, LeBron gave it his 40-year-old go, but the 40-year-old goal is not what you need out of LeBron. You need LeBron to play out of his mind. Because this Minnesota team is a young, vibrant, athletic team, and they have size at on multiple positions. Rudy Gobert, you got Naz Reid coming off the bench, giving you I think 28. I think he dropped 28 that game. Hit like 6 threes. You know, you had Jaden McDaniels coming off the well, not coming off the bench, he's a starter, but I think he dropped 25. And you had Ant, I think he had like 18 or something like that, hit a few threes. DiVincenzo was able to add to that. But if the Lakers cannot get some real solid play out of their role players, which I don't think they can, this series could be over a lot faster than people think.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree. I
Mhm.
think your analogy is pretty good, but you misunderstand. Lakers don't beat them more times this year than they have them beating them. That's one.
I don't
Hold
I
up,
don't
hold up.
misunderstand.
Let me finish. I think it's gonna be this right here. Since we do this every Tuesday, I'm gonna be right there to tell you to your face in 2 weeks that the Lakers gonna win. It's gonna be 4-2 in this series. 4-2. I think the Lakers gonna win 4 games out of the two. LeBron James is an NBA genius, and he already don't beat them before without a center. I know y'all worried about the center. I'm talking about just against. I'm just against this team right here. I believe the next game they will even up the series. They will even up the series. They will go to their hometown and they're gonna win. They probably go, I'm telling you, you're gonna win. If they don't, you are right. Because if they don't win the next game, and I think the Lakers will lose the rest. Because Luka showed his ass out, but LeBron hasn't really, like you said, balled out. And Austin Reed, he was nowhere to be found. They thought that nigga stayed at home. He was nowhere to be found. But you got to also understand our defense straightened up. And once we played these boys before. It's the same team, just like what the coach said at the end of the game. He said we don't play them before and beat them. He said we have to stop, slow down, and understand what we're doing and go back to our game plan. And that's defense. Lakers have a great defense against this team, and they got a great defense. But I believe in my heart, if LeBron would have scored anything over 29, 30 points, they would have won that game. Period. In the discussion. They let it go in the second half, and I didn't see them coming back after that. But it's okay. I saw LeBron sitting over there going like this. Yeah, we're gonna beat y'all on that. He said, we got another game. Let's play. What do you think, Ron?
I believe that y'all are holding on to hope because y'all are just LeBron stands.
Exactly.
You're saying that the oldest man in the NBA has to score 30 points a night in order for his team to have any type of success in the postseason. I'm a firm believer of God don't like ugly. The way they got rid of Russell Westbrook, the way they got rid of D'Lo Russell, the way they got rid of Anthony Davis was ugly. And every time there is a superstar player on the Lakers, for some reason, he runs the front office. It was the same thing when Kareem was on the team. It was the same thing when Kobe was on the team. It's the same thing now that LeBron is on the team. You have this superstar who can go off in the front office and tell people what the hell he wants to happen in the locker room. And that type of unbalanced power in the league leaves poor team chemistry in the locker room. And despite all of their talents, they can't seem to get their mix together. It's kind of like if you ever went over to a girl's house and she cooked a big ass meal, everything looked good on the plate, but everything that you bite, it's just missing something. It's just not quite hitting the mark. It's like, oh, everything looks great. On paper, the Lakers look wonderful. On paper, the Lakers make sense. On paper, the Lakers should be a shoe-in for the championship. But when you taste that finished product, it's missing something. And that something that is missing is the fact that niggas just need to go ahead and accept that LeBron ain't going to see no more championships. He not. It's the same way how Shaq went from team to team. Y'all remember the Boston Celtics Shaq?
Yep.
Do y'all remember the
But that
Phoenix
was at
Suns
the end of his
Shaq?
career, though.
Yep.
Exactly. But why were we forced to deal with that Shaquille O'Neal? Because he was
He
chasing
was
the ring.
hurt too. He was hurt too. Yeah, that was the first time he ever was hurt in his illustrious career that he knew damn
That was
well
not
it
the
was over.
first time he was hurt. Shaq had
I'm talking
bad
about when he
toes.
knew that the doctor said, you play if you want to. He even admitted on his podcast that the doctors told him, don't go play for the Celtics. You ain't going to last long.
Yeah, but he was
And he
chasing a
went
ring.
anyway.
He was chasing a ring.
He
Shaq
was
had
already hurt.
bad
That's
feet
all
when he
I'm saying.
left the Lakers. Shaq had big toe problems way back when he was playing on the Lakers. He left the Lakers because that same shit that we was talking about with the Braves there and the Clippers. There was all of this inner office turmoil going on. Remember, Kobe put Shaq out there. Shaq be fucking these hoes too.
Shaq
was
tried
like,
to fuck
nigga,
his wife. He got to go. Shaq tried to
nigga,
fuck
I
half
don't
the
even like
players'
you like
wives.
that. It's bad enough I don't even like you like that. It's bad enough people think that this is your team when it's my team. Let's not get it twisted, y'all. When Shaq was playing for the Lakers was Shaquille O'Neal's team.
Mm-hmm.
He was the top dog in the on the salary cap space and shit. Kobe Bryant was a bench rider when Shaq arrived. Let's tell the whole fucking story. Let's tell the full truth. So you have a person like Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Shaq there before Kobe? Because in the story that I got was when the GM came to him and said, "Hey man, we gonna come. We got a player coming out of thing. He gonna be bad. His name is Kobe Bryant."
Shaq came the same year Kobe was drafted, 96.
Right. And that's how they got Shaq.
So, but when people go ahead, man.
Shaq was convinced by I forgot the guy named Jerry something, had told him, say, "Hey, look,
Jerry West.
we'll get you the money that you want to come to LA because we got this player coming out, man. He bad. He the man."
No. It had nothing to do with who was on the team. When Shaq got ready to leave the Orlando Magic, there was only 3 teams that could afford him.
Right.
Well, there was only 2 teams that needed him. So his first option was the Bulls. They could afford him, but they didn't need him.
Oh, hold on. Can we just keep in mind the fact that Shaq at that point in time had shot, I believe, 2 movies, Blue Chips and Kazam, and was still living in Orlando and really had his eyes set on Hollywood, and the Lakers just made a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? He had
I
come off of
agree with
trying to win. They lost that championship because Nick Anderson didn't make 4 free throws. I mean, I want to blame that all
Blew
on
the
him.
shit out them free throws, boy.
I want to blame it all on Nick Anderson, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole series and shit, but 4 free throws. And so, yeah, I think that it was a lot more
but listen to what you're saying. 4 points. You can't blame a loss on somebody missing 4 shots when the average is 1 out of 20. Like the average NBA player makes 1 out of the 20 shots he takes. So you can't blame a nigga for missing 4 free throws like that's the reason why they lost. However,
100%.
pressure bust pipes.
Yeah. I mean, it would.
But the question is, and I'll say this right now, in this series, not if they make it through. My question to all 3 of y'all is, y'all don't think the Lakers gonna win this series?
I don't.
You over there, GPS, UPS, Lakers in 5. Hell no. I want to see the Lakers win simply because I want to watch the Lakers versus the Clippers in the next round. But
Lakers in 6. I'm gonna say that until the end. Until y'all prove me wrong, which gonna be in a week.
We ain't gonna prove you wrong. The Lakers gonna prove you wrong.
But you know what? Solo. I'm gonna tell you what you stuck on, and I know a lot of people that are like that, and they usually are casual viewers. You're stuck on what happens in the regular season. The playoffs in the regular season are totally different, and that's why because
I'm a true fan. I'm a true fan.
So you're not no true fan. You're not no true fan.
Hold on a second, Solo. You saying you're a true fan, but your whole synopsis was based on the fact that they beat them in the regular season. They beat them. We beat them. You said that like multiple times in the regular season. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm also a realist, and I know that in the playoffs things are elevated. You never can talk about what a team did in the regular season when it comes to the playoffs because it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, because in the regular season, LeBron beat the Spurs.
You play the same team a possible of 7 times. You know what I'm saying? So if you're playing that team 4 games on and off, you play them 2 games at home, 2 games on the road. What I'm telling you is based on what I see the makeup of the Lakers being and what I see the Minnesota Timberwolves made up of, what I see is a team that is still trying to gel because let's just talk about this for a second. How many new players are Lakers right now? Jackson Hayes is a new Laker. Goodwin is a new Laker.
Dalton Connect.
Dalton Connect is a new Laker. We got a whole bunch of new players trying to get acclimated to a new scheme and a new team. So what I'm telling you, and I said this last week, it is the Lakers still need time to gel. Just because Luka came here, Luka's a new Laker, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It takes time for a team to gel, and they have not found their niche yet. Yes, they play good defense at times, but when you put a big man up against them, traditionally all year long, and even in these playoffs, they struggle because they only go one big man deep. Jackson Hayes is their 7-footer. After that, you get Rui Hachimura and you get Vanderbilt, neither of which are 7 feet, but more like 6'8", 6'9". And then you also your backup center is Alex Len, another new Laker.
Oh, y'all shut the fuck up. I'm tired of this shit. My Lakers gonna win, and they gonna win in 6, motherfucker. I'm telling your black ass Ron Black and your light-skinned ass Terrence Howard. Your ass ain't got, I'm telling y'all right now, next week, the Lakers gonna be ahead. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. I know they gonna win. They gonna win the next game. Yeah, they gonna win the next game, and they gonna win. They gonna win 6. Listen. It ain't gonna go 7 games. They're gonna beat the Timberwolves. And fuck Rudy Hito, fake ass defensive player of the year. Fuck him. He shouldn't even got that money. And I'll prove it to you. You talking about Rudy? Fuck Rudy. That nigga need to go back to Japan. I'm trying to tell you who gonna hold him up. All the small teams been beating their ass, and I'm here to tell you they gonna win. Now I don't want to hear no more. Let's go to another team.
That was a lot of yellow. A lot of yellow.
Yeah, that was a lot of passion. There was a lot of passion. He gonna look off like he said something deep.
I'm taking your Lakers card right now.
Ty, you see him look off like he said some deep shit right there.
Put it in water. I got your Lakers card. You come get your Lakers card when you get behind the Lakers. You come get the Lakers card.
You can't take my Lakers card.
Your Lakers card gone. Your Lakers card gone. Ron is not a Lakers player, so he gonna talk shit. I got that. But you supposed to be on our side. Am I lying? Am I lying? He ain't been on our side in 2 weeks. He hasn't been on the Lakers side in 2 weeks.
You supposed to be on their side, Ty.
You supposed to be on our side.
Unlike you, Solo. I'm not ruled by emotion. I'm not ruled by emotion. I have eyes, and I use them, and I also have intellect. So I have understanding. So what I'm telling you is, based on, instead of just yelling and screaming and
now yell at that nigga, Ty. Scream.
I'm literally telling you that everything that I'm saying is based on a reason. There's a reason behind it.
Trevor, a reason.
This has literally been a crutch, a problem for the Lakers.
Yeah.
If you look back on the regular season and in the playoffs, when they go up against a team that has a significant big man, they have struggled against the Clippers earlier this year when they went up against Zubac. Zubac had 20 rebounds on the motherfuckers.
But they beat him. But they beat him.
No, they didn't. The Clippers won the game. So
the Clippers?
I'm telling you they did it because I watched the fucking game.
No, they did not.
You ain't gonna show me nothing, nigga. You be like I said, you be talking off emotion.
I know they beat the Lakers. Lakers beat the Clippers. I know they did.
Everybody in the league, that they played. Everybody in the league has beat somebody at least.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say,
ain't nobody 73-9 this season, nigga. Like,
okay, I understand what y'all saying, but when you bring up the Clippers, the Lakers beat the Clippers. The last game we played, we beat the Clippers. So fuck the Clippers. Don't bring the Clippers. You ain't no Laker fan if you bringing up the Clippers.
We
fuck
lost.
the Clippers.
Yo, it sounds like Solo. It just sounds like a fan would be more aware of their team when they're in top form.
A true fan. He called himself a true fan. He got mad. He got mad when Ty called him a casual fan. But this nigga can't tell me who number 37 for the Lakers is.
Number 37.
You didn't give me time.
Who the fuck is number 37?
Hold on. Hey, hold up. Ask him. Oh damn, I ain't got it on this. Fuck. That'd have been cool.
Oh my god.
Hold on. All right. You want to ask him now? So Solo, who is number 37 on?
Bronny James, nigga. I don't know.
Bronny James is number 9.
I was just throwing it out there. Who the fuck is 37, nigga? Magic Johnson?
He was 34.
Wow. No, I'm just fucking with you. All I know is, in the argument is...
No, Magic was 32. That's why Shaq was 34.
Answer the question.
Hold on.
Answer the question. No, real Lakers fan.
Back on me.
No, real Lakers fan. No, real Lakers fan.
You took the Lakers card. Come on. Who? Solo, who?
He Googling his ass off.
You damn right. You damn right. I don't know who number 37 is. I don't have to know. I know who 23 is. I know who 77 is.
You can't take nobody's Laker card when one of the only 3 players you know plays for the G League team, nigga.